done, I think we should be careful when we say them. A lot of people are hurt. You can't just say they should heal without them getting justice. As we're on air, you were speaking, I showed Dr. Abati and Ayo a video that people sent me. As I am, I'm traumatized. My weekend was inundated with trauma because a lot of people kept on reporting these cases to me. And when you see videos like that, how gory it is, you want people to just heal when they don't see justice? Please, I ask these politicians that are talking of healing, if it was their children.
Thanks for watching Dr. Zabby's Talk Show. Kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share on other platforms. Thank you.
That was stabbed and brutalized this way.
And macheted.
And macheted this way. Mr. Ifeni, I know you know, but I will show you too, so that for reference.
I've seen some of these videos you're talking.
If it was their own children that was, and the people that instigated this violence are walking free, will they be able to take it? You see, please, test yourself with this before you do it unto others. Do unto others.
Yeah, adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá wípé a kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣeré. Ọ̀dẹ̀ ò dàbí, èmi àbúrò yín ọmọ yín, olólùfẹ́ yín. Báwo ló ṣe ń lọ? Kí lẹ̀yin rí sí, kí lèmi náà rí sí? Ṣáàṣì jẹ́ one Nigeria ni. Ẹ máa bá wa ká lọ.
We want peace, we want reconciliation, but it will only come where justice will prevail. And that's why we are calling on, those in authority to set up a committee to be able to look at those that perpetrated election violence. Those that can be identified should be picked up.
And we have extant laws.
And we have a lot of laws.
Those people.
So once you prosecute them, then you will have the temerity to talk about healing. Then we will sit down on the table and say, yes, because we need to heal and build our country. That's important. But healing will be done with justice.
Absolutely, and just to mention, Mr. Ifeni, in terms of you talking about the role or the impact of the president-elect speaking up before elections, how powerful that would have been. And that would have sent a strong message, especially if he wants people to believe that indeed he is for non-violence. Just a word from him. And like you said, because he actually has represented the multi-ethnic nature of Lagos State in terms of his appointment. One of the things we praised him for is the fact that he'd found a way of bringing the Igbos, the Yorubas, and other ethnic groups in Lagos State together. So a strong statement from him before these atrocities were committed over the last weekend, and the words and the slurs had happened would have gone a long way. Then going back to the president's statement around, and that's on the front page of the This Day newspaper, just very quickly, where he says he's happy that Nigerians now realize their voting power, and the key parts where the U.S. envoy, Muhammad Buhari, yes. U.S. envoy advises the president to remove fuel subsidy before leaving. There's been a call for that. Currently, the deadline is meant to be June, and what that portends for the next president, pardon?
May 29.
May 20. No, I mean like the removal of subsidy.
The end of May. So from June 1, there should be no subsidy if we go by that.
All right.
The new president will have to deal with that.
Exactly. So the point I was trying to make is that if he wants to provide an inroad, a soft landing perhaps for the new president, then that is the call for the president to do. Bite the bullet. Your ministers have said it countless times, bite the bullet, do it, and let's see if you're able to leave that legacy as well.
Okay. Well, the Americans issued a statement after these gubernatorial and state elections generally in Nigeria. And the key message that, the U.S. has put out is that, one, Nigeria must deal with electoral offenders, that the ethnic profiling, the violence, the abuse of the process should not be something that should be swept under the, carpet. Mm-hmm. And that's why, it is important that we keep harping on the need for justice. However, the problem with electoral offenses in Nigeria is that the framework for it is very weak. And that's why we've been saying we need to return to the Electoral Offences Bill that was passed in July 2021, yes, by the
Senate.
By the Senate, and we, the House of Reps, refused to pass, even with President Buhari giving the assurance that once it is passed, he will sign it into law. And then, of course, INEC itself has asked for that Electoral Offences Bill to reduce the burden on it. Now, if you don't deal with electoral offenses, there will be a reign of impunity. And what you get is a kind of statement that comes from politicians. Oh, we have to unite. We have to heal and reconcile. Of course, yes, this country is in need of healing. Because if there's anything that this 2023 electoral process has done, is that it has further divided us. In some regards, it has taken us back to the Civil War era or pre-Civil War era in terms of divisions, suspicion, lack of trust among our communities. And for us to address all the major issues that we face, whether it's inflation or energy crisis, the people must come together, they must reconcile, they must heal. Will these wounds heal? Will the people recover from the injuries that they have suffered, both mental and physical? So when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu now issues a statement, and he says we need to heal, we need to reconcile, and he says, come, let us work together, the time of election is over, this is now time to govern. Well, what he's actually doing here, I've said it here, he's trying to own the game. Look at the timing. On the same day that 4 political parties went to the tribunal to challenge his election, he issues a statement saying, look, we have to move on, we have to unite this country, I'm ready to work, join me to work. It's called Rose Garden politics. Rose Garden politics, that's when, you make appearances, other people are going this way, but you try to stay in charge, stand like a statesman. So it's not as if he's just issuing those statements. It's not as if he doesn't know what's going on. It's called Rose Garden politics.
Yes, but we must see through,
yes,
but
the point,
what looks like a gimmick.
The point, well, I won't use the word gimmick, but the point to be made, it's politics. Politics is all about strategy. So, the point to be made, however, is that nobody should play the ostrich and pretend that all is well or what happened can just be wished away like that. The second issue that I wanted to draw attention to is that of Boris Johnson, who is going to face the Privileges Committee in the House of Commons today.
Yes, the Guardian newspaper, the
for
Guardian of
4
London has
4 hours of televised hearing.
Yes, perhaps you just put that paper up.
And the Privileges Committee is going to go back to Partygate. And he is going to appear before that committee to argue that, in fact, he didn't do anything wrong in any deliberate manner or in any intentional manner. 2 things could come out of it. If he's indicted by that committee, that could be the end of his political career because he could be suspended from parliament. But if he gets away with it, if he convinces the committee, maybe, his sins will be forgiven, and then he could play a major role in the future in the Conservative Party. But what is my point? My point here is that this is a prime minister that has already been pushed out of office. He goes back to parliament. But even then, that country is still asking him to come and answer a query.
Yes, no.
So that's, the democratic standard, about accountability, about integrity.
The evil that men do live with them.
About how,
they don't just go away.
About how the system works. But here in Nigeria, if you misbehave, once you are no longer out of the office, what by now is kinsmen, people from his village, will have come forward to say, leave him alone. Yes. After all, you people have removed him as prime minister.
Yes.
So there are lessons that we can learn from other jurisdictions. And I see that, this is one example of how we can learn. Rishi Sunak, of course, is being asked to come and also, testify. But, Rishi Sunak is not interested. He doesn't want to get involved. And, the story is that, Boris Johnson will go there and say, Dominic Cummings hates me. Yeah. That's why he was saying all those things about me. But the residue of it is about a country that has memory.
Yes.
And that holds people down
and people
to certain standards of behavior.
Their actions.
The major link in our own election here and this democratic process is that people just toyed with values.
Yeah.
They trampled upon standards, and they did it in such a brazen manner that you then ask yourself, what is the future for Nigeria? If people just behave as they like and they think they can just get away with it. I hope that the tribunal and the various tribunals that will come up will do justice. Because it is when people see that justice has been done that they can, in fact, begin to heal. And from healing, maybe they will move to reconciliation. So, and all of us can come together and build this country.
All eyes on the judiciary.
All eyes on the judiciary. And one other thing, please, I'd like to say. Please, as the name of the judges that will serve on this case are read out, Nigerians must profile them. We must know their antecedents. We must know what they stood for. We must put the searchlight on them. Because we are not just looking at an election here. We are looking at the future and the hope of generations yet unborn. We are fighting for the soul of a country. Real quickly, people that can't attend debates, what do you expect them to do? People that can't attend debates. And just to second what you said, Dr. Abati, Ehud Olmert, former leader of Israel, went to jail after he left office. I think that was even for a sexual scandal or something. Accountability must be order of the day. It's as simple as
Imran
that.
Khan in Pakistan,
Yes.
he's been charged because he collected gifts that he did not declare.
Yes.
In Nigeria here, only God knows, how we do our own things.
I mean, on declaring, just one more point on the international scene. There was a very insightful opinion poll by the editorial board of the Washington Post titled "Nigerians Point the Way Towards Democracy in a Region in Which It is Scarce," and people have praised it as perhaps one of the most balanced.
No. Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹ̀yin àbúrò, ẹ̀yin ìyá, ẹ̀yin bàbá, a tún kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pípẹ́ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Kò wá yà wá lẹ́nu báyìí, ṣe rí bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ, ṣe rí bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Òtítọ́ ti ń fi ara hàn, àwọn èèyàn ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Kí làwọn èèyàn ń béèrè fún? Justice. Ìlú tí justice bá tán dẹ̀ ń follow òfin. Òfin wà, bọ̀ kò sí justice. Ẹ wo ti UK tán sọ ní bíbáyìí. Prime Minister tó wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, ó ń lọ fi ojú balé ẹjọ́. Torí pé kí ni? Torí pé ó ṣe get together party nígbà tán ní kí lockdown wà. Àwọn tó ń mọ òfin tán dẹ̀ mọ ìjìyà wo ló máa wà ńbẹ̀ tán bá mú àwọn. A níyẹn ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ wo àwọn owó tó lè gba odindi ìlú, bóyá Ogun State, kódà gan bóyá Ọ̀yọ́ State, tó lè mú wọn kúrò nínú ìyà, nínú ìṣẹ́. Tán dẹ̀ rí àwọn tó ń mu, tán rí àwọn tó ń gbé, tán rí àwọn tó ń transfer ẹ̀, tán rí ibi tó ń gbà transfer ẹ̀ jáde, tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé at the end of the day, wọ́n máa bẹ́rí ẹ̀ ni. Òfin wà, bọ̀ ọkàn ṣe òfin ni, kò sí justice. Bọ̀ tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ onífùfú, ọmọ aláta, èèyàn kan da omi sí olówó kan lára, wọ́n lè nìkan lọ tì mọ́lé, ó lè lo 5 years. Èyí tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí kò ń ṣe pé bóyá mo wò ó nínú orí ayélujára. Mo rí, mo débẹ̀, mo fetí mi, mo fi gbọ́, mo mọ ẹni tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ni. NGO, Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Ìjẹ̀bú Òde ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìjẹ̀bú Òde prison yard ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Mo ti gbàgbé orúkọ àdúgbò yẹn, bóyá mo ti gbàgbé orúkọ àdúgbò náà. Ní àdúgbò ibi tí prison yard wọn wà ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde. Mo fẹ́ try láti rántí. Kí ni mo fẹ́ lò ń bẹ̀ ni wípé gbogbo ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé a máa ń gbé àwọn oúnjẹ lọ, a máa ń mú àwọn nǹkan lọ fún àwọn tó bá wà nínú prison láti lè lọ visit wọn. More than 8 years ló lò ní ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n láì má gbé lọ fún trial. Ìgbà tí mo rí ti ọmọ EndSARS tó ń fi sílẹ̀ year plus going to 2 years, mo rí pé kékeré lélẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn wà nínú prison yard ńbẹ̀. tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń consume owó ìjọba, wọ́n ń consume tax àwọn èèyàn, tó ń consume tax àwọn èèyàn, brother mi àti sister mi, ìlú yẹn kò sí pé bóyá ṣùgbọ́n tàbí ń bẹ̀, kò ń ṣe pé àwa ń fẹ́ wàhálà, kò ń ṣe pé à ń fẹ́ dààmú, ìrọ̀rùn eku òun ni ìrọ̀rùn ẹyẹ. Ẹ kàn máa wò gẹ́gẹ́ bíi pé òkè nísìnyí ó sọ pé àwọn tó wà ń lo òyìnbó ló fẹ́ dá wàhálà lẹ̀. Nínú èyí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí, wàhálà wo lẹni tó wà ń lo òyìnbó ló jẹ́ pé òun ló contribute sí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí? Èmi àti yín la jọ fojú rí ní ọ̀sán gan daylight, ní ọ̀sán gan, face me and face you. Ẹ wo bọ́n ṣe láwọn bọ́n yìí ló ń vote, ẹ wo bọ́n ṣe sọ pé wọ́n vote lójúkorojú, ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn tó threatening. Ẹni tí ó bá jáde ti ya Ṣúkúndì, tó bá jáde, tó bá lọ dìbò fún wa, tó bá lọ dìbò fún APC, ẹ má kúkú jáde o, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá jáde ẹ rí just fídíò wà, everything wà. Ṣé ìlú òfin nìyẹn? Alátìpọ̀jù. Kóníkálukú bá dúró lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀, ojú á ká oníkálukú mọ́, ojú máa ká oníkálukú mọ́. Tí Yorùbá bá dúró, tí Yíbò bá dúró, tí Fúlàní náà tó bá dúró, à ń ṣe nǹkan kan náà. Bó ṣe lè nǹkan mọ́, a máa takora wa ní, ọ̀rọ̀ wa ò ní yéra wa. Eléyìí máa lóhun lòun lè ṣe, tòun wa lòun lè ṣe ni. Mo rò bí wípé níbi tá a dé yìí sìn, pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, mo rò pé á ti máa yé àwọn kan tán láwọn wà nínú wọn Nàìjíríà. Àwọn Nàìjíríà ni o, à ń gbàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà ni o. Ṣé tiẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ àdúrà yìí ó máa ń ṣe mí bákan wípé láti ọjọ́ kan tó bí àwa ẹ̀ náà ti ń ṣàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà, àdúrà yẹn ò dẹ̀ tí ì gbà, kò dẹ̀ lè gbà láéláé pé kọ́. Toróyìnbó tó gbé ẹ̀sìn wá fún wa, wọ́n fi àdúrà ṣe ìlú wọn, wọ́n fi àdúrà tò orílẹ̀-èdè tiwọn. Tàbá máa wá sọ àwọn tó ń jí owó ìlú, á tún wá lọ kó fún àwọn pastors, àwọn aláàfáà, àwọn babaláwo, wípé kó máa ṣe bó màdàrú ṣe máa wà. Àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run nìyẹn o. A ní òyìnbó tó gbé ẹ̀sìn wá fún wa, wọ́n fi ẹ̀sìn tò ìgbésí ayé wọn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń rí tò. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fẹ́, ó dìgbà tá a bá fèsì reality, ó dìgbà tá a bá mọ kí lọ́lọ́run fẹ́, kí lọ́mọ èèyàn fẹ́, kí nìlẹ̀ fẹ́, kí lòkúrú fẹ́, kí ló ń fomi ṣe, kí ló ń fi oòrùn ṣe, kí ló ń fi atẹ́gùn, kí ló ń fi ṣe. Bọ̀ kò sí nǹkan tó kan Áfíríkà ń bẹ̀. Nǹkan tó kan Áfíríkà ni wípé mo ṣáà fẹ́ kó gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ yà pẹ̀lú ẹbí mi, pẹ̀lú ará mi, kó dẹ̀ jẹ́ èmi nìkan. Tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn òyìnbó tó ń gbé ẹ̀sìn wá fún wa bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe, ojoojúmọ́ ogun, ìjà, wàhálà, ìdààmú tó máa wà láàrin wọn, ó máa ju ti àwa lọ. Brian Johnson tó ń sọ, former prime minister wọn ní UK ń bíbá, tó bá jẹ́rù Nàìjíríà ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀, ìjà, ìlú gan máa ti pín. Bọ̀ ìgbà tó ń rí tó mú proof jáde, òun fúnra rẹ̀ ló resign. Pẹ̀lú bó ṣe resign yẹn náà, wọ́n tún bá fà á wípé ó tún resign, wọ́n tún bá fà á tó dẹ̀ tún máa fojú balẹ̀ ẹjọ́. Ìgbà wo ni tiwa máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀? Kò lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀ láyéláyé tí Jésù máa fi dé, ìyẹn tó bá máa dé. Kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ láyéláyé ni, èpè kọ́. Àyàfi ká pín, so that ó máa wà ń gbà yẹn, irú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Because a lè kára wa, a lè mójútó ra wa. Ọlọ́run máa kà lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n máa ka àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ̀sẹ̀ǹsì ọmọ wà lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó bá vote tó ń ṣe, ẹ fojú wo, ẹ máa fojú. Tó bá ka yàrá méjì, á lọ láwọn ti cover odindi àdúgbò kan tán, because kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ bi wọ́n. Títì tó ń ṣe tán tí parí, wọ́n máa lọ rẹlẹ̀ sáfítíkèètì mọ́ iwájú títì, á lọ fi gbowó ní council wọn wípé àwọn ti parí títì. Gbogbo ẹni tó fẹ́ wá yẹ̀wò gan, wọ́n ti bribe wọn. Brother mi àti sister mi, kò ń ṣe wípé tó bá jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà dá tàbí ó ń gbèrò dídá fún wa, wá táwa ń bí tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ iná ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wá. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà gbèrò ìlọsíwájú ìṣerere fún wa ni, àwa náà ò ní sọ pé ká pín. Bọ̀ kò sí àrídájú, kò dẹ̀ síbì kankan tá à ń lọ bí òun ṣe pé ká wà lójú kan náà, kọ́kàn jẹ́ ká máa para wa. Àwọn òyìnbó tó ń dẹ̀ ló fẹ́ wá gbà wá, àwọn ò ní ìdá tí wá gbà wá. Ọrọ̀ ajé wa tó ń kó láti ọjọ́ àárọ̀ wa, òun náà ló máa continue láì tí máa kó ẹja pé àyàfi tẹ bá gbọ́ra yín yé pé lóòótọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ wá sórí round table, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lásọpapọ̀ báwo la fẹ́ ṣe tí ìyẹn ò bá wáyé kò sígbà tí ò ní wọlé ó lulẹ̀ pátápátá ni wẹ̀ kọ́nà kò ṣe dáadáa fún wa ẹ̀yin brọ́dà mi àti sísá mi ẹ fi kọ́mẹ̀ntì yín sí kọ́mẹ̀ntì below ẹ bá wa láìkì ètò yìí kẹ́dẹ̀ bá wa share ẹ̀yin tó bá jẹ́ gbà àkọ́kọ́ tẹ́ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ mi tàbí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi tẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ́tí ẹ̀ ti gbàgbé láti subscribe lórí YouTube ẹ bá wa subscribe ẹ bá wa share ẹ mú wa lórí Facebook náà ẹ follow mi lórí Facebook Dr. Zabby Talk Show ayé ọpẹ́ yọ ṣó yọ lọ́dọ̀ tiyín náà ayé ọpẹ́ máa yọ fún gbogbo wa lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé gan ni one love God bless you bye for now.
Thanks for watching Dr. Zabby's Talk Show. Kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share on other platforms. Thank you.